Okay, what's up YouTube? Pace Crypto again. About to give you a review of the Ayaneo Kun. Now I did do an unboxing for this system a while back, about 2 weeks ago. Never got the chance to do a review. I've been wanting to do a review on this, so finally got the chance. So I'm gonna be doing an in-depth review, as in-depth as I possibly can on this Ayaneo Kun to let you guys know what you get. Now obviously this was dubbed the Steam Deck Pro because it pretty much tries to replicate the Steam Deck in a lot of ways, but it adds more power, and obviously it's running on Windows 11, right, as opposed to Steam Deck, which is running on Steam OS. But if you look at the setup and the layout and everything, you'll see why people actually dubbed this the Steam Deck Pro. Now, obviously we have our two HoloFlex joysticks right here. So let's kind of compare this to a Steam Deck a little bit. So right here, obviously this is our Steam Deck, and as you can see, it's definitely beefier than the Steam Deck. Obviously the Steam Deck is a little bit slender, vertically, a little bit more slender, and even depth wise, it's even a little bit wider than the Steam Deck, and like the depth, pretty much the Steam is a little bit thicker than the Steam Deck as well, if you can see that. So obviously this console, I mean, it's pretty much, outdoing the Steam Deck in every aspect, size, even the battery size. So the battery in this is 2 times that of the Steam Deck. It is a 75 watt hour battery, right? So 2 times that of the Steam Deck, and about 50% more than the Rogue Ally. So let me kind of name out the specs for you. So it does have an 8.4 inch IPS touchscreen display, and by the way, let me just say this about the display. The display is beautiful, very bright, very vivid. You probably can't tell from this video right here, but it's a very bright and vivid, clean display. So obviously we're sporting the Windows 11, and we are coming in at a resolution of 2560 by 1600. So obviously, just imagine a 1600p display on a screen this small. Obviously you'll see the colors pop a lot more. So the colors really pop, right? It really pops on this display. Very bright and vivid. So you have all those pixels packed into the small real estate, the small area. Obviously it's going to give it a nice look. So that's what's going on here. Then we have an AMD Ryzen 7 7840U, an 8-core 16-thread processor. So pretty much that's what we're dealing with right now. Ryzen 7 7840U, very powerful. Obviously the 8840U is scheduled to come out maybe in another 2 months, 2 to 3 months. We may not see it in handhelds until the end of this year, because you know how long these handhelds actually take to make and ship out and everything. So people may not be able to play the 8840U until the end of this year, naturally speaking. And we got an integrated AMD Radeon 780M, obviously, because this is also integrated with the CPU, which is a 7840U chip. We also have on this model, now this does go up to 64 gigs, but on this model in particular, this is a 32 gigabyte model for RAM DDR5, right? So this is an LP DDR5 RAM, by the way, 32 gigabytes, and it is unlockable to 7,500 megahertz, which is pretty amazing. Initially, when I purchased this device, it came with 1 terabyte of storage, but as you can see, I did a SSD upgrade and upgraded to 4 terabytes of storage. Essentially, I got a 4 terabyte, so it's 4 terabytes on this right now. It does go up. You can also purchase it, the 4 terabyte model, but in order to get the 4 terabyte model, you also have to purchase the 64 gigabyte RAM. It also has 64 gigabytes of RAM, so it's pretty expensive. So keep that in mind. We also have Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.0, and then we have USB 4 Type-C, And also, there is two USB 4 Type C's connections here. There's one at the top and one at the bottom. So they provided options for you to charge your device if you want to. This is usually for docking purpose. If you want to just dock it on some kind of dock, then there's that option. Or if you're just playing and you just want to plug it in the top right there, there's that option as well. We also have a fingerprint scanner, right? So we have fingerprint scanner on the power buttons. There's a little fingerprint scanner right there, right? We also have a webcam, which is pretty new for these devices. Typically, these devices do not come with webcam, but this is just for your biometric. It's not high quality at all. It's horrible quality, but this is only for your biometrics face scanning. That's really the only thing you can use it for because the quality is so low. But it's there as well. And obviously we got micro SD expansion. So if we go to the back, and by the way, these are magnets to attach my external battery. I'll probably show you that. But essentially, you can. This is expandable storage right here for your micro SD slot. So obviously you can expand that to about 1 gigabyte. I think 1 terabyte micro SD. I think that's the maximum for micro SDs, 1 terabyte. So you can expand the storage on here with a micro SD. So you can have up to 5 terabytes of storage on this device, which is pretty cool. Obviously we have and that's pretty much it. So it is a pretty weighty device. I mean, it is a pretty weighty device. It has weight to it. Now I've watched a review previously on, I don't remember which channel it was, but they said that this is not really meant to be a portable device. I actually disagree with that. I think that this is portable. It's not weighty to the point where it's not portable, right? You can still bring it around and play games. I mean, it's still portable enough, right? It's not like it's not lightweight, obviously, because you do feel the weight, and it's definitely the heaviest handheld that I've owned, right? I mean, like, period. The heaviest handheld gaming device that I've owned. However, it is portable, right? It is portable. So don't get that wrong. It's not heavy to the point where you can't bring it around. Obviously, you can't put it in your pocket. It's way too big for that. You probably have to put it in a bag or something. But it is a portable device nonetheless. It's still not super heavy, where you can't port it around, right? Now, I want to talk about the battery a little bit. Now, as I said, this has a 75 watt hour battery, and if you press your high space button right there, right, this will show you the different performance options, different performance settings that you can choose. And as you can see, it has a TDP limit of 54 watts. So that means that you can push this all the way up to 54 watt TDP and literally overclock any game, overclock your graphics card to pretty much play any game. Let me see if I can bring it back. Yeah, but I usually keep it around 30 something TDP. Really, you're not supposed to go above 30. I mean, that's typically recommended that you don't go above 30 TDP because then it really drains the battery life. But if I'm playing a AAA game, I want to have some graphical fidelity, so I keep it around 30. But obviously, you also have a function called Smart TDP where it just automatically sets your TDP based on the game that you're playing. I don't know how it does it, but it's pretty much just automatically sending your TDP. So these are the options right here. Obviously, you can go to performance overlay. I'm going to put the performance overlay on so I can actually show you how it plays a few games. while I'm doing this review. But obviously, this is your Aya Space overlay menu right here, where you can actually make different changes with TDP, FPS limit. You can modify your controllers, you can modify the back button, sensitivity, things like that. So there is functionality similar to the Steam Deck. Obviously Steam Deck has a similar functionality, quick settings functionality, right? So where you can make all these changes as well. So we have a similar setup right here with the Aya Space. So they definitely have that going. Now if you hold the Aya Space button down, now this will take you to their overlay, right? The Aya Space overlay or layout, whatever you want to call that. And essentially this just will have all your games, all the games that's installed onto your system. It will pretty much get it from the different sources, whether you have it on Steam, Xbox Game Pass, EA, whatever. It will be able to pick it up. Your different games are installed and have it right here. Then you can just play it from right here. It just gives it a more handheld feel. Obviously, I don't use this though. I typically use and I have it mapped to this button, but I typically use, and I guess I'm gonna have to start it from there. But I typically use Play Night, right? So Play Night is pretty much the same thing as that, and I may do a review on Play Night, but it is pretty much a not a handheld UI, but a UI for being able to see all your games and organizing your games and things like that. Pretty much, it allows you to kind of turn your device into more of like a handheld console like device, give it a console feel. You have all your games, and you just like if you had a PS5 or something like that. So that's what Play Night does. So I'm going to maybe do a video on that, but pretty much this is what I use. I don't use the Aya Space for having this layout for my games. I want to kind of show you guys some of the features though. If you press this button right here, this is your window button, and this literally will take you back to your window, right? So pretty much obviously I got Wallpaper Engine running this live background right now, and then this is a Windows PC. The Windows PC, if you want to bring up your keyboard, you press this left, it's not the left bumper, but it's this left control button right here, this left control button right here. You click that, it will bring up your keyboard, and you go ahead and type right there. We also got 2 trackpads, right? So obviously this is for your mouse right here, and then this is this one's not functional. You can make it functional to have it to do something, but you do get haptic feedback as well as you move the trackpad, so you do feel that haptic feedback. And obviously you would just tap to click. So you would just tap to click. If you want to just click something, you tap, and then you would hold down. Yeah, so pretty much that's that. Obviously we got a D-pad right here. I did say HoloFX joysticks. These are HoloFX, by the way. HoloFX triggers as well. You got your bumpers here, and the controls feel great, by the way. The controls feel great. Obviously you got your start. I don't like the layout of this though. They have these buttons which are more function buttons. So this is like for your to pull up Steam. If you press this, or you can set it to be whatever function you need to set it to. You can kind of set that to be anything. I have it set to Play Night, but it's also I also have it's also mapped to open up Steam, so you can have it open up Steam, but it doesn't work as your select button. Now the intuitive thing when you're playing a game, especially when you're used to it like this, especially with me used to the Steam Deck, right, play a lot of games on my Steam Deck, I'm intuitively going to think that this is the select button, this is the start button, right? but these don't work as that. You know, I'm not, and there's no way to really remap it. I've been looking for ways to remap it. There's no way. So this is your select button. It's your start button. So that is a little bit weird. You have to get used to that. That is very unintuitive. You know what I'm saying? Very unintuitive. Is something that you're not going to be used to, right? You know, having your select and start button there, but that's pretty much it. This button gets you back to the window. You know, if you're playing a game and you want to hop back to window, you can do that. Yeah, I mean, and then you have these control buttons here. You know, that brings up your keyboard. This makes it disappear. If you hold this down, I think you go into task view. You hold this down. I think it brings you to task manager, which it does, right? So that's pretty, yeah. And then obviously you got your back buttons right here, which you can map. You can map. You got 4 back buttons right here, and you can map all 4 of them to anything, any control that you want to map it to. And finally, you have your USB-A port right here. Obviously, this is for transferring your files from other devices, your phone, whatever you want to transfer, tablets, whatever you want to transfer onto this device. If you want to transfer a device, you want to transfer stuff from this device to another PC, then you're gonna need a PC Link 5 cable. I'm not sure if you can transfer it through USB-C. You probably could just hook up a USB-C to this and then hook it up to a PC, and it should be able to transfer from here to the PC, but I'm not 100% sure. I do know for a fact though, if you get a PC Link 5 cable, then you can, it's basically a bridge cable that allows you to transfer from PC to PC. I did a video about that, so you guys can check that out. But that's all I have, you know, on this device. You know, it's an amazing device, great for gaming, very powerful. Obviously you can control the TDP. It has a huge battery, right? So you can, you know, you can play a AAA title, right, at pretty good settings, maybe a medium settings, for maybe an hour or even a little bit more than that, maybe even 2 hours, because of just how big the battery is. You know, you can always control your TDP. I'd say put it at around, you know, 25 to 30 watt TDP, and just see how long you can play that game for. You can just play around with it, you know, but, you know, obviously you can manage your TDP. You can also go to Smart TDP, which will just set your TDP. But I want to go ahead and just kind of play some games, so on the device, so you guys can see how it performs on certain titles. I got a few titles here, so let me just put on performance overlay, right? So now I brought up the 35 watt TDP. So the frame rate is going up a little bit, but I'm getting around 26 frames on low settings for God of War. So not a whole lot. This game is known to be a pretty demanding game for PC. You know, this game is a pretty demanding game. Even on the GPD Win 4, this game actually doesn't, perform well even on low settings. And I mean, the graphics look really good even on low settings. But I mean, even on the GPD Win 4 or, you know, the Steam Deck, you know, we don't really get great frame rate for this. I wish I could skip this. Can I skip this? I just want to go into the game and see. I'm going to try out a few other games as well for you guys to actually see what's going on. But we're hovering around 25 frames per second here. And this is a 7840. Let me see if I could bring up the TDP. I'm bringing up to 40 and see if that actually will increase the frame rate. Probably will increase a little bit. Save on battery life. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the brightness. Go ahead and turn the brightness down. Yeah, so we're hovering around 23 frames per second. Let me just see if there's anything else I could change here.
Still want me to tie it to the boat?
Yeah, settings. That's what I want. Let's go to if there's anything that, okay, I'm going to switch this to windowed mode, and I'm going to go with 1900 by 12. So let me. It's a little bit weird. Okay, so I'm guessing you have to do that. So it's in windowed mode now. So for some reason FPS is not showing because we're in windowed mode. So, but it is playing a lot better. Let me go here. Settings. I'm gonna put it borderless. Yeah, so yeah, I have to keep it at borderless. Okay, so we're at 26 frames. Let's go all the way up to 54 watt TDP and let's see what we get. See how good this can play. Okay, so now we're at 54 watt TDP. So it's still, I mean, even when we increase the TDP, it's still around 20. I mean, you know, it seems like diminishing returns when you increase the TDP. You know,
the force feels.
You know, the TDP limit, because it's, you know, it's not really. It's only running at 30 watt. I mean, I have it at 54, right? Not sure. It's just not going above 30 watt TDP. It's capped at 30 watts. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, but essentially, I'm not able to get more than a 30 watt TDP on this. So, but yeah, that's pretty much that. I'm going to end this one. Okay, so let me see what settings I got here. Okay, so seems like we're at 41. Okay, okay, so let's go to let's go to graphics here. So actually, for some reason I'm not able to use the controller. Okay. Okay, so we're at 19 by 1200. We have FX. So this is how I have it set up. FX super resolution, right? I do have it at high, mostly at mid. Pretty much everything mid. Kind of like medium settings, kind of. I mean, not everything is medium settings, but I do have some low settings. So you could say this is like medium settings. So yeah, so Resident Evil. So yeah, we're getting around Now, granted, this is when we put it all the way up to 54 watt TDP limit, but it's playing at around 30 watt TDP, and we're getting around 30 frames per second. So this is playable. Like, we're getting around 31 to 30, 35 frames a second. So this is pretty playable on this, and it's only running. It's running at 30 watt TDP. I have the TDP limit set to 54 watts, so it will try to keep the frame rate stable, right? While if there's more demand, but obviously, yeah, I mean, this is good. So tell me what you guys think. I just decided to give you these two games. Let me just exit out of that so you guys can see how well it performs. It actually performs pretty well. A very powerful handheld device. Nowadays, obviously, with streaming and everything and Steam Link and all that, there's not necessarily a need for this if you're going to, be playing at home. To have it this powerful is not necessary, and I'm gonna do a video on that as well. But let me know what you guys think about the Ayaneo Kun. Do you guys have the Ayaneo Kun, or are you planning to pick it up? What is your thoughts on it? Let me know your thoughts on my review. Based on my review, does that change your mind, your opinion? Obviously, there's still an Indiegogo campaign for this right now. That's the only way you can get this, through the Indiegogo campaign. And I'm not sure how the shipments go. It's very slow shipment. Just know that you're gonna have to wait a few months, to get this in your hands if you decide to buy it now. But anyways, have a great day. Pace Crypto signing out. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting out more videos. Have a great day. Pace Crypto signing out.